For WLCSports.com, I'm Matt Friedman, joined by Warriors head football coach Dennis Miller as the Warriors get set this week to take on Trinity International in the home opener coming up Saturday at 7 o'clock at Robbie Stadium. Before we talk about that game, Coach, let's go back to the season opener. Nothing to write home about, right? A 38-37 double overtime victory after trailing 24-3 at halftime. So first of all, let's start in that halftime locker room. Most coaches around the country will tell their team, we're still in it, keep fighting. How confident, though, was your team going into the second half?
Well, I think they were confident. I mean, when you're down 24-3, you're certainly aware of the situation, that you don't have much margin for error. But we knew that we could play a lot better than we played in the first half. And I loved the approach at halftime. It was not panic, and it wasn't finger pointing. It was just, okay, what do we need to do and what are the things we need to correct? And they approached it like a championship team, and it was fun to see them come out in the second half and compete right literally to the bitter end and come away with a great win.
And how about the momentum that built right out of the halftime locker room, the 58-yard touchdown pass to Mitch Scarbin, and how quickly did you see your sideline flip and start to believe?
And that's exactly what happened. I think that all of it contributed to the victory in the final analysis, in that when we came out, we had been talking about what we could do and the things that we could take advantage of. And when it happened so quickly, if there was any doubt on the sideline, it was gone immediately. And it was just, at that point, it was a very high-energy sideline.
And just tell us about, at the end of the game, coming through in double overtime for that kind of comeback win, the importance for your team at the start of this season, and just the way that the team felt being able to celebrate a win like that.
Well, I don't think we'll ever be the same as a result of it. I think those are the kinds of things that you can talk about, but until you experience it, until you actually see yourself doing it, it's sometimes hard to fully grasp. And right now our players have great belief. They know that if they keep fighting and battling, that good things can happen. And I think it was a big swing for us for this season.
And as you've gone into this week of preparation for your next opponent, Trinity International, where are some of the areas maybe of concern from game one that you're looking to improve here in week two?
Well, it'll start with the thing that I've been harping on for a long time, which is turnovers. We've got to maintain possession of the football. We can't turn it over. We had a few turnovers on Saturday. Unfortunately, we overcame those. Defense responded and bailed the offense out a few times. So we've got to focus on that. And Trinity is a very good football team, well coached. Kirk Werrett is a great football coach there, and so we just have to be prepared for all kinds of things that could happen during the game on Saturday.
And last year against Trinity International was a 49-22 loss. It was close at halftime, but then Trinity scored 28 unanswered points in the second half. How much does that stick with the players that have returned from last year's team, and what do you feel needs to be done defensively and offensively to overcome this Trinity International team?
I don't know if there's a lot of sticking from that game. I mean, games come and go and that sort of thing. I think you learn, what was it they had success with in the past? How do we negate that in the future? But this is a new team and a new experience. So I think we'll take what we can from that, but really focus on this team and realize what their strengths are and try to minimize those.
And one of those strengths that we saw from last season, they have 2 6'4" wide receivers that really helped Trinity pull away in the second half. So what do you try to do defensively to limit those two?
Well, I think anytime you're talking about receivers, you're first talking about what are you doing up front, and are you pressuring the quarterback, and are you doing a good job on down and distance situations and that sort of thing. So, we're going to try to negate them as best we can. We're going to mix some coverages up and that sort of thing and make them work for every yard they get.
And Coach, on Saturday it will be a night game, 7 o'clock. It's the home opener, brand new turf field at Robbie Stadium. What's the excitement level for the team going into that first home game?
Well, it's very high. We're excited about playing at home. We're excited to get on our new field at home in front of fans and recognize the great contributions of Kent and Christine Robbie, and we're just very excited about playing at home and seeing how good we can play.
Once again, that's Warriors head football coach Dennis Miller. We will have the broadcast of Saturday's game starting at 6:30 as the Warriors will take on Trinity International. And again, you can find details and listen to the broadcast on WLCsports.com.